Safina Party leader Jimi Wanjigi was on Tuesday afternoon released on a personal bond of 10 million shillings after he appeared in court a day after his dramatic arrest at Nairobi Police Headquarters. Wanjigi, who appeared before Milimani Chief Magistrate Susan Shtubi, was not charged for allegedly being in possession of firearms without a license after his legal team made an application to have his plea taking deferred for 4 weeks.
In handcuffs after his arrest on Monday, Jimi Wanjigi arrived to a packed courtroom. A battery of lawyers were on hand to defend the politician cum businessman who has been targeted by the government since the Nane protests. His wife and children sat quietly as the advocates put their best foot forward to challenge the 10 charges of being in possession of firearms without a certificate that the prosecution had preferred against Wanjigi.
All those copies of the court orders are there.
Senior counsel Paul Mwite led the defense team in making an application to postpone plea taking for 4 weeks to allow them challenge the prosecution in High Court.
Even as the accused or the suspect was being arrested, there were valid court orders issued by the High Court of Kenya directing the suspect not to be arrested.
The prosecution has not said that any of these charges is not of the firearms covered in these 2 orders. And once they are stop orders, you cannot arrest for purported lack of license when the withdrawal of the licenses is on hold by a superior court.
On their side, the prosecution argued that the charges were proper, arguing that the order issued by the High Court was silent on what happens when Wanjigi commits an offense.
The issues raised against the police, and which I have no reason to doubt, but that this court has no jurisdiction to make a determination thereon. And without jurisdiction, you down your pen.
The court ordered Wanjigi and his aide, David Kibe, who was arrested for allegedly being in possession of explosives, to be released on 10 million shillings personal bond each, ahead of a ruling on whether the plea taking will be deferred for 4 weeks or not, to be delivered on September 12th. And immediately after his release, Wanjigi addressed journalists, attributing his woes to his political stand.
William Ruto, why do you fear me? If you fear me, be a man. Come and deal with me properly, kiwanjani ya siasa. Not in my home, terrorizing my family, and not in these courts with trumped-up charges. You are afraid that we are redefining the politics of this nation.
Wanjigi later on Tuesday evening got a reprieve after the High Court issued orders stopping his prosecution with respect to any firearms or accessories registered in his name until a case he filed on Monday is heard and determined. Gatete Njoroge, Citizen TV, Nairobi.